All right. Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey, guys. You know what? I'm going to take a minute and share this out on my private page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. All right. Let me share this out really quickly and then we're going to get rocking and rolling. Um, I am excited about this conversation. If you are a woman in business, if you are a coach, if you are an author, if you are a speaker, and you are looking to create messaging that is actually going to draw people to your side, like, oh my goodness, what is she doing? Then this conversation is for you. All right. So let's see. I am sharing this um to my page. I don't know if that actually worked. Oh goodness. All right. Well, I guess it did. Let me take a look. Um Come on in, come on in. And I want to recognize all of you who are watching via replay. So y'all know I love replay rock stars here. I don't think that did what I was trying to make it do. So when you listen, technology has a way of that's not what I was trying to do. I was actually trying to unless let's see. Oh, I think it must have worked. Okay. Hey, 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 hey. All right, let me get rolling. So, for those of you who might be new to me, somebody share this with you. You don't know who I am. My name is Tiffany Bethia. I am the founder of Tiffany Bethia International. I'm also the founder of Say Black Girl. I'm a digital marketing and branding specialist. And I really, in this season, am working with women. Okay, no, it's not coming up. And I specialize in helping women coaches, authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs in dramatically increasing their impact and income online. And you've probably seen me promoting, or maybe you have not seen me promoting an upcoming class entitled Unmute Your Brand. But it's not just a class, it's really a movement. I feel like in this season, what I am called to do is help women literally unmute. There is so much noise in the marketplace. There's so much noise on social media, online, and it's like, man, how do I stand out? Some of you, and I know because I have even felt this way, even as a professional, can feel discouraged. You see so many other people who do what you do and it looks fancy, and it's like, man, how do I make my stuff stand out like that? Okay. If you have ever felt like that or wondered that, I want you to drop me in the comments. Okay. Um, I'm also having a realization that I did not plug up my computer. And so this is definitely not going to be long. They never are. However, that battery power is going to start coming on down. And so I'm going to get in there, give you these nuggets, and then we're going to get out of here. Okay. Want to remind you that if you are not already on my email list, then I want you to go to tiffanybethia.com and do so. You can click the link in my bio. You can learn more about the upcoming class that I have, the free tips and nuggets. I have a weekly newsletter where I send out tips, funding, if you need funding for your business, opportunities, people looking for contracts, all of those incredible things. So you want to be on the CEO list. All you got to do is go to tiffanybethia.com and join. All right, got that out the way. Today, I want to talk about the secret. And I think it is a secret because when I look at what I see on social media, I'm like, man, but it is the secret to crafting irresistible client attracting messaging. Now, this is going to be, I'm going to move through this and this is going to literally be like a webinar on speed. Okay. But what I am giving you today are high level, the nuggets that I have used with my clients in campaigns that produce 10, 20, 30, 40, and above $1,000 in less than a week or 2 weeks or 30 days time. Why? Because we are using these principles. So as I'm coming to you guys every week for our weekly brand chat. I know I wasn't here last week because mommy duties, but every Thursday at 1, I'm going to be here and you can look forward to nuggets and tips and practical strategy. So I'm not just going to give you theory today, but I'm going to give you something very specific that you can do in your business. Okay. So I see we got some folks here. If you're ready for the nuggets, say ready, because y'all know, I like interaction. And if you're new here, then you may not know I like interaction. I want to know that you are here. I had a speaking opportunity on, was that yesterday? Tuesday. And I love that I was able to engage with them live. It just makes the presentation so much fun. So the only thing about live stream is I can't see your face. So thank you, Keish. Okay, ready. So I'm going to give you two very specific types of strategies I want you to use for your messaging. But the first, now, I'm glad I see you here, Macau, because this is something you can use. It could be business, it could be ministry, it could be your nonprofit, even in your personal brand. Like maybe you're looking to get a raise at work. This is something you can use. This is not so lean in, okay? Share this with a friend who you know needs this. Here is the first mindset shift I want you to have. And I want you to write this down because both of the strategies rest on this. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can create a little lower third for this over here on. If you're watching this on Instagram, I want to invite you to come on over to my good YouTube channel. Click the link in the bio where you can see my lower thirds. Yes. Okay. So this is literally, and I'm not saying this as an exaggeration, this is literally $1 million nugget I'm giving you. Okay. Um, okay, here we go. Lower third time. I want you to pull your messaging from your market, not your mind. Now, don't log off. I'm gonna break this down. This one tip has made people millions. I'm not joking. So stay with me. Pull your messaging from your market, not your mind. What do I mean by that? Many times when you are sitting down to write social media copy, emails, anything that you're writing, how many of you just sit down and begin to think about, what would I like to say? Put me in the comments. Many of us do it, okay? And before I learned better, I did it, okay? What I have learned though is that instead of just coming up with words that you think resonate, go to your market to find out what they have to say and then give them that language back in your marketing. Now, I'm going to give you very specifics on how to do this. So I'm setting the foundation, but I want you to first have a mindset shift that if I'm going to create messaging that's attractive, that draws people to me, that makes them want the products and services that I offer. Yes, honey, we are definitely on YouTube. Come on over to the good YouTubes, okay? If you are going to create messaging that resonates, that makes people chase you down and look for you, the secret is you have to use their words. Now, I wasn't planning, this wasn't in my notes, but I want to throw this out there to you as well. One of the things that, and I got this from one of my old coaches, right? When you are taking their words, you want to be what we call clear and not clever. So let me tell you what I mean by that. Sometimes in an effort to rhyme or make something sound good, what we end up doing is we create messaging that people don't know what that means. Like you want your marketing messaging to be third grade level, simple, understandable, and 8-year-old can pick it up and say, oh, this is what she does. So keep in mind that as you're creating names for things and all of that, you want your messaging to be clear. If you have to choose, if it can be clear and clever, pick both. But if you're trying to come up with something catchy and it is so catchy that we're confused and we don't know what it is, then go for clear, ditch clever. Okay. Now that was just an extra. Okay. So I'm setting the foundation before I give you these two very specific strategies because I want your mindset as you begin going forward to be thinking in everything you do that you're not going to just make it up or wing it. I want you to very specifically have wording, phrasing, and all of that you pull from because you know this is what my market says about what they are going through. Okay. So Here are the very two specific messaging strategies I want you to have. All right. The first one, let's see, can we create a new lower third? The first one is I want you to have a pain, is what I call pain messaging. Now, this is really simple. So you ready? It's going to be so like, ooh, okay? But it's simple. What does your audience say about the problem you solve? So it's a problem they're experiencing, but what do they say about it? How do they describe it? What are the exact words and phrases that they use? Now, if you hang around to the end, I'm going to tell you where you can do some research because some of y'all are already thinking, well, how do I know? Where do I get that from? I'm going to tell you. So hang around to the end. But you need to know exactly the way they describe it. When I talk to a lot of clients and we're working on like their marketing copy and different things, I can tell some of the phrases. I'm like, you made this up. Your audience doesn't. Do they use this word? And they're like, well, no. Then we're not going to use it because they're not going to know what you mean when you say that. Right? So I'm going to give you a case in point. A few years ago, literally, like this was around the pandemic time. So 2020-ish, when I started shifting into doing a lot more consulting again because it was the pandemic. People were looking to make money, so everybody needed branding and marketing coaching. I remember seeing and hearing a phrase that I hadn't paid attention to or noticed before. And it was really simple. The phrase was all over the place. Now, let's test this out. How many of you have ever felt in your marketing or your branding trying to build that you just feel like, oh my God, I just feel all over the place? Statistically speaking, I know it's at least one of you. Put me in the comments, okay? I kept noticing that on sales calls, in webinars, in clubhouse rooms I was doing at the time, I just kept hearing people say, I just feel like I'm all over the place. So, you know what I did? I said, that is how my ideal client feels. They want to, thank you. See, there's the me. I knew it. Like that is one of the psychographics, if you will. That's one of the emotions that my typical client feels. They know that they have to do marketing. They know they need to promote. They know they need to get in front of people, but it's just a lot. It's a website and social and email. And y'all want me to do all these things. I feel like I'm all over the place. So I started using that phrase in my marketing. I started using it on sales pages and all over the place. And literally, okay, see, there you go. Yes. So what I noticed was that it was drawing more and more people, and so many people were saying to me when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, she's talking right to me. But do you know how I knew to say that to them? Because I heard them say it first. So here's the thing. You need to know not only what the challenge is that you're solving, but how does your audience describe it? And I'm talking exact wording, exact phrases. Now, again, hang into the end because I'm going to tell you how to collect that data so you have it. Okay. But you want to have pain messaging. You want to have a way. Let me say it like this. Marketing is heavily psychology. Now, I think you've probably heard that before, but you need to know how to play on and how to stir the emotions of the person who needs what you have, right? I literally just signed on a new client like an hour before this, okay? And it was so funny because as I was talking to her, there came a moment where I realized that strategy was not the only challenge, but there were some mindset and that she just needed somebody to push her above the strategy that's needed. And so I started to coach her like she was a client already. Like, let me just go ahead and like get this thing started. And I started really helping to shift her, right? Why? Because I could see and understand what she was experiencing, and I knew the language and the words to give back to her. Now, that comes from time with your audience, but I want you to always be collecting their words. The best marketers are really great listeners. whether you're listening via something you're reading or you're listening to the people talk and you're constantly collecting language of, oh, this is what they're experiencing. This is the frustration. This is the challenge. Got it. Now, I don't have to make it up, like literally. And it's so funny because every time I sign a client or do a discovery call, they give me so much new language. I have come up with about 5 social media posts just from discovery calls I've done this week. Because every time I hear them talk about the problem, I've got new messaging to share because I know that there are other people who are experiencing the same challenge that they are. Okay. Now, I feel like that one is pretty. You like, okay, let me tell you the second one. And this is the one that I think is missing. I think a lot of people at least try to do pain messaging, even if they don't have the exact wording, but they at least know I need to describe my audience's pain. However, here's the second one that you might not be thinking about. And it's what I call promise messaging. Now, and this is not an original concept. This is the marketing term, there's a lot of concepts. I'm always clear to let you know what's signature, right? And what's just a general marketing term or concept. But for those of us who, especially I'm typically talking to coaches, speakers, authors, service providers, people who don't sell tangible products. I do that too, right? So my new client sells tangible products. However, I want you to think about the fact that what you are really helping people do is come across a bridge from where they are to where they want to be. There's some challenge that they have, and they need to get across the bridge to the solution. Okay. Now, it's not enough for you to know how they describe this side of the bridge, the pain, the frustration, the like, here's where I am. But you also need to be able to sell them the dream, if that makes sense. Now, when I say that, because let me be clear, I believe in integrity based selling, meaning you can actually offer this solution. So let's be clear that that's what I mean. But you need to be able to show them once you work with me, here is the promise that you will gain. And you need to be able to give that to them in the words that matter to them. Right? So, what do they say about one of the questions that I'll often ask is, what does success look like for you? It's a year later and you did the thing, and yay, we did it. What did you do? Was it that you hit a certain income goal? Was it that you like? That's typically the answer for my clients. They're like, I would like to be making X amount of dollars per month. Got it. So I know what a win looks like to you. But what about you? Is it that people want a stronger relationship in their marriage? Do they want to be feeling healthier in their body? What is it that they calculate as a win? And it needs to be something that is measurable, something that we can put a check mark by when you do it. Hello, Celeste. Welcome, welcome. Right? So you need to be clear on that. What does a win look like for them? Because it's not enough for you to just say, well, I know you're struggling with this and you want help, but you want to help me what? And I want to say this too. Be as specific as possible. So I was teaching a webinar Tuesday night, right, with a group of speakers. And I was putting them in the hot seat and I was, answering questions live. And so one of them said, I'm trying to remember exactly how he said it. He said that he helps college students to like get to the next level or something like that. And I said, well, what does that mean? Are you helping me get to the next level in my grades? Are you helping me get to the next level financially? Are you helping me get to the next level in my social and relationships? I don't know what you mean when you say I'm going to help you get to the next level, because that could be 5 things, right? So I want you to be as specific as possible. When you are telling them that I can get you to the other side, I can solve your problem, be specific. Okay. You'll often hear me say things like, we're going to increase your income. We're going to increase your impact. You're going to grow your audience. You're going to grow your email list, get new people. And then I can often give numbers. I know the first lowest marker that I usually aim for with my clients is 10K a month. That's that first marker. Like, let's get you to your first 10K. Now, my clients do much more than 10K a month, but that's like that first number that's like, I know I can help you get to 10K a month. Well, the people who want to reach 10K, they're like, yeah, sign me up. Why? Because I'm telling you, not I can just help you make more money. Well, more money could be $100. And don't get me wrong, for somebody that's something, but for a lot of the people that are interested in my work, you don't want $100, but you would like a 5-figure month, but you would like 10, 20, 30 and beyond. So I'm giving you specific numbers. Number one, because they're actual numbers. I can show you the receipts of myself and clients who are doing these numbers, but also it's because I know my clients care about that. What about you? What does your audience care about? Do they want to lose a specific amount of weight? Do they want to increase their credit score by a certain number? What is the promise messaging that you can offer them? Okay. Now, if you're just hopping on, we are talking about creating irresistible client attracting messages. Now, I also told y'all that I forgot to plug up my computer because I've been rolling this morning, okay, making money, doing all the things, and she's gonna die. So I don't like these live streams to be more than 30 minutes anyway, but today my computer is my accountability. So let me give you the practical how do I do this, okay? Real quick recap. The first thing I said to you was pull your messaging from your market, not your mind. Okay? Which means you have to be collecting the data. So here's the practical nugget for how to do that. Number one, I want you to create a Google document. I talk with my hands, so I don't even know why this was the motion for a Google document, but let's go with that. I want you to create a Google document. And this document is going to be your brand signature messaging. Okay. On this document, you are going to have keywords and phrases that you know resonate and draw your audience. And you're going to use it over and over and over until it becomes second nature to you. Okay, so that's your practical tip number one. Create a Google document. Don't trust your mind. Those of us who are seasoned and know, don't trust your mind. Put it on paper. Okay, that's a whole nother live stream. No, you're not going to remember. No, you're not. Okay, we can argue about that on another live stream. You're not going to remember. You are 80% more likely to accomplish what is written down. So write it down. Okay, now, number two, if you've never done this, I want you to do a focus group. Okay, here's where you're going to get some pain and promise messaging. I want you to do a survey and focus group. I want you to find people in your target audience, and I want you to create a survey. You can use SurveyMonkey, you can use Google Forms to collect their answers, and you're not asking them a whole lot, okay? You're going to ask, obviously, maybe for their name, right? And then you're going to ask them, number one is going to be the pain question. These are open-ended responses, not multiple choice, open-ended. You're going to ask them, when it comes to, and then in the blank, you want to fill in the solution you offer. So when it comes to blank, what is your biggest challenge? So let's say you're a weight loss coach. When it comes to losing weight, what is your biggest challenge? When it comes to building a profitable online business, what is your biggest challenge? And you want open-ended responses because you want them to let you know all of what they're feeling, because this is where you gather the message and the data. Now, promise language, okay? This is where you set up what does it look like on the other side. So again, in this first blank, if you were to lose the weight you desired, how would you feel, or how would that change your life? If you were to create a profitable business that makes all the money you would like to make, how would that change your life? And then you see the responses. I did this, and some of the responses I got were that people wanted to reduce debt, travel more, save money, stop working the job they didn't like. These are real answers I got when I did this. So, you know what? That helps me know to use that as promise messaging, that I'm going to help you build the business of your dreams so you can stop working that job that you hate. Well, I didn't make that up. I got that from my market. Or I'm going to help you make your first 10K in business so that you can begin dramatically reducing your debt. Well, guess where I got that from? My market. They told me that they want to reduce their debt. So I'm going to give that back to them. Okay. Now, the fourth thing you want to ask them is, would you be willing to hop on a call with me to talk a little bit more about this? If so, give me your email address. Okay. If they say yes, you're going to invite them to a call. You can do this on Zoom. You can do this on Google Meet. And now you're going to ask them to go deeper into the responses that they gave. Now, before the focus group, you want to go through the responses. You want to look out, you want to pull out similar phrases and words and things that constantly came up over and over, sort them into categories of grouping. And then when you do this focus group, you want to ask them. I see that a lot of people said that I want to grow my business so that I can reduce debt. Tell me about that. And then you get people saying, I just feel defeated. I'm not living the life I want to live because I have all this debt. And now we got marketing messaging, because now I can pull that language and say on a sales page, do you just feel defeated and frustrated because you're not making the money? You want to be traveling more, but you can't afford to. What if I could show you how to make your first 10K in business so that you could finally take your kids on that dream Disney vacation? Real story from a client, by the way, right? When we made her first 10K in business, she was able to afford to take her kids on a dream vacation. So you see how I'm using messaging I'm not making it up. I'm not BSing folks. I'm pulling messaging right from my audience that I know hits them in the heart and resonates with them. Okay, you are a grief coach. Give me an example. Okay, Celeste, I know the pain. I'm pretty clear on that. Tell me what the promise is, that as you know it, what are they hoping to feel or experience? Because I don't want to make it up. See how I'm practicing when I preach? I have some guesses, but I want to know for sure. I know that right now they're in pain. I'm very familiar with grief. However, what I want to know is, from your perspective and working with clients, how do they describe the other side? What does success look like? What would they like to feel? And I'm going to give you a live example. Okay. While she's typing that in, let me give you a couple of other quick resources. And listen, I'm giving y'all stuff that people pay for, but I believe that you can never overserve and you can never overgive. Okay. So don't write this down. I'm giving y'all some real stuff. Okay. So couple of resources for you. Number one, the first one is answerthepublic.com. Okay. This is a website that you can go on. I had to make sure I spelled that correctly. You have to come to YouTube for the lower thirds, okay? But Answer the Public is a website where you can do research, where you can type in words and phrases and questions to see what people are Google searching and what has the highest volume. Because you want to answer questions that people are actually asking. You don't want to answer questions that nobody cares about. So you can go to Answer the Public to see, when it comes to your topic, what kind of questions are people asking? And then you can turn around and create content to answer it. Okay. So that's one answer. Another one, believe it or not, is Amazon Books. Now you might be like, what? Now this is a nugget I learned. Okay. I want you to go to Amazon and I want you to look up books on the topic so for example, for Celeste, it would be pulling up books on grief and healing from grief. Then you're going to go comment surfing. You're going to go searching in the comments and you're going to read the responses of what people say. This book helped me feel so much lighter. This book helped me get over the anger. This book helped me to breathe again. Well, guess what? That's language This is real feedback from people in your audience. That's why they bought the book, because they were having that problem. They're telling you what they needed to know, and now you have messaging to share with your audience. Okay? All right? Oh, I got rid of the comments. Okay. Celeste might still be typing. So let me give what I think could be an answer. Now keep in mind, I am not the authority on grief. So I am making this up, okay? But let's say that the pain is they feel so heavy that they can barely get out of bed in the morning, okay? And let's say that the promise is they just want their joy. Oh, how to make it through, okay? How to make it through. And let's say more specifically that as they make it through, they just want happiness and they want to feel lighter and feel joy again, okay? So then let's say you were doing a live stream or a webinar or something. You could say, in this training, I'm going to show you how to go from feeling so heavy that you can't even get out of the bed to feeling like your joy is restored and you've made it through with a smile, right? Something like that. But do you see how I bridged the pain and the promise? I acknowledged where you are. You feel heavy. You feel frustrated. You like, this is where you are. And now I'm saying, I'm going to help you get here. This is where you want to be. Okay. Let me use another example. Let's say that someone here is a financial coach. Okay. Now that's very broad. So the specialty is of credit repair. Okay. So I could say, I'm going to help you go from feeling frustrated and embarrassed and ashamed of your low credit score. And I'm going to empower you to build credit that causes you to feel proud and be able to buy anything with a low rate that doesn't cost you more. You see how I did that? Because the pain is I had this low credit score. I don't know what to do about it. I'm ashamed of it. But over on this side, you're not going to spend too much money because you're not going to have high rates. You can be proud of your credit and you can buy anything you need to. Okay. So that's your homework. Y'all probably say, well, when do we enroll in the coaching program? That is your homework. Okay. And if you come back next Thursday at 1, I'm going to ask you about it. Okay. The first part of it was creating a Google Doc where you have your signature messaging. I want you to have pain language in there. I want you to have promise language. You're not making it up. You're pulling it from your market. You're going to go do some research. The second one is I want you to do a survey. Now, you might be asking me, Tiffany, where do I get people to fill out this survey? You're going to create the survey, whether it's on SurveyMonkey, whether it's on Google Forms, and then you're going to take that link and share it. Share it on social media, email it to people you know. I've even seen past clients film a video and say, hey, listen, I'm building this incredible program for moms, but I need to know, like, I need your feedback. Could you take a moment and fill out this quick 4-question survey? You can get a lot of responses. The minimum you really want to try to get is like get your first 50. And I have told clients this in the past. What if those first 50 responses would literally change your life? Because what happens is people get the first 10, first 15, and they stuck, and then they get discouraged. No. Push, endure, keep going as if you getting those first 50 responses will literally change everything, because it will. It will help you craft the messaging that will increase your marketing and conversions and dramatically increase your bank account. So it will. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful. Announcement again on September 30th. I am hosting the Unmute Your Brand Masterclass. Now, this is not a webinar. This is a masterclass, a hands-on interactive class where you're going to get to come get questions answered. I'm going to lay eyes on what you're working on, what you're building, give you real feedback, give you custom strategy. Like, this is that, okay? And so I want to tell you something. This is the time of the year where you are setting up the rest of your year, your fourth quarter, and the beginning of the year in your business. Summer is over and people are back to being ready to purchase and invest. this is a time of year where you need to pick that business back up and get running. Okay. And so I want you to have a clear roadmap of what to do online. Where am I posting? Where am I going to get my clients? How am I converting them? We're going to be walking through all of that in that masterclass. All right. Now, space is limited. So I want you to go to tiffanybathia.com. Okay. Those of you who are right here on Instagram, you can simply click the link in my bio or DM me. I'll send it to you. Those of you who are watching on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, you can go to tiffanybathia.com. You see it in the lower third and reserve your space. If you know a woman in business and she's ready to okay, I can't play with this. My kids need tuition money. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to this. I got to get this money right. And this is the time. Share this with her. Tell her girl, there is a master class you need to go to. It's September 30th and seats are going. And I want you to get one of them. Okay. Time out for you being silent online, not knowing what to do. And so many clients I've talked with this week, just this week, have been stuck. But this stuckness is really here. It's not about strategy. It's really just about feeling frustrated and circling and not moving. So more than anything, you really need some tools and some resources to jumpstart you and get you off the side of the road and to get you moving. There's money out here to get. There are lives out here to change. Are you on the side of the road, or do you have a clear plan and roadmap of how to move forward? If you don't, then this is your sign. You don't got to pray about it. Because this is what you prayed. Okay. You don't got to go, this is it. Okay. So move, take action, put faith and work together and say, I'm going to take this class and learn how to get some tools to get in front of the people who need what I have. It's not enough for you to be an amazing coach or speaker or author or hairstylist or whatever you do. You also need to have the marketing skills to get in front of the people who need it and will buy. Okay. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that, how to craft the very strategies I've used to help people create their first 5-figure months and go on to have multiple 6-figure businesses. These are real numbers and real receipts. Okay, they're on my website. It was funny because Wednesday, one of my clients was on the webinar. So when I actually got to her testimonial, I was like, come off mute and let these people know you made 30K that day. Come on, tell them I ain't make this up. She was like, yes, honey, So it was really good having her in the room on that day because these are real receipts, y'all. Listen, whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you're envisioning, it's possible. And I'm probably still fired up this morning from my call with my client because she just felt stuck and she has this amazing brand. And I was like, before I give you strategy, I need you to address the place in your heart and your mind where you're just kind of stuck and letting yourself wallow. And let's get up and go get to this. Okay. Okay. Now I have to take this because my son is leaving the country. And I need to answer this. So I love you guys. I'm going to be here again next Thursday at 1. But if you've got questions or comments in between then, come on over and send me a DM. And I hope to see you in the Unmute Your Brand Masterclass soon. All right. Bye.